If nothing else, he can tell you the video that I showed him today.
Video. Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the BearThoughts podcast. We do this every Wednesday at 5 o'clock. Shut your PC here at Grumpy B Gaming. Thank you for joining this evening. I do appreciate it. And I hope you're all having a fine day. As always, we have Corvo and Stealthy on the sidelines what's the like anonymous voice? What's the voice that's like
she's the wizard behind the curtain.
Yeah, one of those people. Just Stealthy will be joining us as well, but Corvo's here with us. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing all right. How about you guys?
I'm doing all right. We have hope, but a lot of hope is coming from my mom's side. Thank you, Mom. I do appreciate it. For those who still don't know, I have a GoFundMe going on. Please help me out. I really do need your help. That's all I'm gonna say about it. But this week, I've had a roller coaster of not only emotions, but and thoughts and things. But you've been on a lot of roller coasters yourself this past week.
Yes, I have.
And we're gonna jump right into that. How was the trip to Orlando for the meet and greet of the Harry Potter event?
Well, let me tell you like this. Stealthy worked a roller coaster miracle come Saturday. Because if anybody's ever been to Universal Orlando since Hagrid's has opened as a roller coaster, you know the pain of trying to get on this ride. Okay? This thing takes hours sometimes to get on. So, being that the last time we were there, that it was down for maintenance due to some stuff, and the youngest one not being able to ride it even though he's finally tall enough to ride it, Stealthy took it upon herself to find a way this time. There will be a way. We will not spend all day in line, and he will get on this ride. This is what I was told.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, me being a realist, I'm thinking, well, we'll probably get on the ride, but we're probably going to waste still part of our day. I was wrong.
I'm getting on it, dang it.
So our tickets allow us to start in the park at 5 p.m. Okay? And the actual event kicks off at 8. And it runs to 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, within, I'd say, 5 minutes of getting in the park, we had virtual reserved line passes, thanks to Miss Stealthy.
Virtual reserve? But did she talk
to somebody? She jumped on her phone and got a virtual time reserved for us to get on this ride as soon as we walked in the gate. Now, this ride, even walking at our current pace, we would have had about 30 minutes to wait before our time was there.
Mm-hmm.
This is right after we're in the gate. As we're walking, this time is significantly decreasing. Like, it's going from, you got 30 minutes, you got 25 minutes, you only got 20 minutes, you got 15 minutes. It's steadily dropping. So we get there, and to tell you how fast this goes, we were in the park at 5, had to walk across the park to the ride. By 6:30, we had ridden the ride and gotten off. The event our main event hadn't even started yet. So the primary function of this trip was to get our youngest on this ride.
For the first time.
And within a very short amount of time, that had already been accomplished, which made the night go so much easier. Because at that point, it was just do whatever the hell you wanted to do. You didn't have to worry about rushing. If you made a ride, you made a ride. If you didn't, you didn't. So that was fun. Yeah. And we had a lot of fun stuff. And to go along with that, I have some stuff to share here. So, Ethan, our youngest, he rode with his mother, and Soren rode with me.
Ethan's not riding with me.
Oh, that's right. Ethan rode with me. I'm sorry, and Soren rode with his mother. So here is a picture of me and Ethan.
Mom's here.
Hey, Mom. Yeah, I'm glad to have some laughs.
Oh,
look at him. He's like he's having some fun. That's good.
That's me and Ethan, and he had a ball. He was ready to go again.
Mm.
I said no.
By the way, my kids purchased these themselves. So they had some money left over from another time, and they chose to purchase these. So now Dad has to go find a print for a picture frame that will go with the Harry Potter motif.
But say you
and
need
print it out.
Yeah, you need a Harry Potter frame.
And
for
here is Stealthy and Soren. And let me tell you, out of the four of us, I was the worst looking one on this ride. I mean, Stealthy and Soren have some nice hair flow going on in this thing. I mean, look at this thing.
Oh yeah, but not.
They had it rocking.
Not like you can really just strike a pose right in moments for the camera. So,
but they did good. Soren got this one for him and his mom. Ethan got the other one for me and him. I have to find frames that will work for them and print them. But we had a good time. So another funny thing, since we're on the topic of Universal, you won't be able to see this very well, but I am going to try. I have a video here of Raptor Encounter on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Where Ethan and all of us did the Raptor Encounter.
Oh my god.
All of you? Or just...
Yes, we all did it together, and this, I must say...
I guess because he was younger, he didn't get psyched out that easily when the first time we did it. But he got psyched out in the line this time. Ethan did.
So I'm going to
send it to me.
I'm gonna get this going.
All right.
And
so I guess he's finally tall enough to actually get on the ride.
No, this is not a ride. This is a video of a raptor encounter.
Oh yeah, I've seen so many of these videos of people doing this little raptor encounter. It is so cool, but it's kind of sweet.
Why does it keep doing that?
For those who do not know what's going on, there's this costume, this outfit, this mechanical outfit that people can make. It's like a puppetry, but you're inside of it, and people are playing as a raptor inside the outfit, and you go take a picture with the raptor behind you while you're doing it, and it's messing with you while you're trying to take the picture, of course. And is that you, Stealthy, wearing a Harry Potter outfit?
I'm wearing his robe.
She's wearing my robe.
Okay, and I'm waiting for the part the raptor starts messing with them, because that's always the funny part. Okay, I guess some minor difficulties, but that's just one of the cute things you can do.
Hang on.
I think
I'm gonna just send it to you.
Yeah, just send it to me, and I'll try to pull it up for everybody so they can at least check it out on the Discord. Let me get that situated. I'll show y'all chat. I'll show y'all the full video once we have it up and ready. But I'm glad you got there and have fun. While
he's doing that, he's trying to get that done, I can tell you something that happened while we were in line waiting for that to occur.
Okay.
So that way you're not completely and totally bored.
Bored.
So after our go, we knew that there was a pair that was coming up behind us that were friends.
Yeah.
And we had been talking to them in the line, and I could tell that the lady was really, really nervous. She's like, I got in line because I wanted to do this, but now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I can do this. No, I'm not doing it. I'm just going to stand in the circle. I'm like, no, you can do this. Trust me, it'll be fine. And she goes, well, I don't know. I mean, if it does what it did with some of the other families we've been seeing, I don't think I can. And I'm like, if I need to, I will stay back and be with you and yours if need be, or I'll stay close by.
I'll hold your hand. Come here.
So I stood off to the side after our video,
mm-hmm.
And I've never been afraid of the thing. I mean, the first time, the second time, I'm kind of like, you'll see it when he finally sends it to you. I'm just kind of like, whatever.
Mm.
I walk off to the side, and there's this like little path up, and they take your stuff away because they don't want you to hurt yourself, like your backpack or anything like that. They move the wagons, all that out of the way.
Okay.
Well, the lady that was with her was in a scooter, so they had parked the scooter off to the side. There's this clear path, and they're messing with them and everything. And she gets told to turn around and to wave, and she's like, no, I know as soon as I do that, I know what's going to happen. No, I'm not doing it. They're like, look, you got to do it or you can't leave. So she finally turns around. Sure as shit, she was like terrified. And when I say terrified, I'm talking about this woman went running down the path a good 30 meters. I literally stood in her path like a linebacker and caught her and held her in a corner and went like, it's okay, it's done, it's over, it's okay. Breathe. And she is literally crying tears. She is terrified. I think she initially knew it was going to just be a jump scare, but she was so worked up because of the line and seeing everybody doing it that she was already terrified. She would not go back to get her backpack that she had left. I had to go get it for her. It was pretty bad for her.
Yeah,
it was pretty funny. It was a great video for her.
I'm glad people getting so immersed in the feeling of this thing, this person in this outfit. Like, I've seen, if anybody ever wants to see how like this stuff is made, I forget not Adam Sander, Adam from Tested, or you may know him from Adam from Mythbusters, literally made one himself on the Tested YouTube channel. So you go on there and you can watch how they make those costumes, and is very, very dynamic. They also are very, very big, and they have so much freedom of movement that you can actually, like, if you get yourself too much into it, you can actually believe it could possibly be real. But it's not. Obviously, it's not even like a mechanical thing or a robot. It's actually a person pupping it.
I will say this, and this is me personally, what I noticed. Because of the way I am, I notice all the little discrepancies, the little things that are off, like how the hands aren't moving quite right, or the neck and stuff. But the thing is even with that, it looks so realistic unless they're actually maneuvering it around. Mm-hmm. Plus the way they have it designed, because they don't have it where you can just walk up to the raptor.
Yeah.
You are literally, there is a paddock that has a gate that closes and opens. And the sounds are going and all that stuff. And you're listening to it. And then you see, it coming out from the background, and there's grass. Like, it's actual grass there. So you can't see below, like, probably like here on it. Mm. So, I'm not sure if there's actually stuff down there. I gotta say that.
Yeah.
But it's meant to cover, kind of, to give the illusion of it moving quickly through the grass and everything. Mm. And we didn't get Blue. It sucked because Blue was out first. We got Bravo. And then they swapped back to Blue after we left. And we were like black, like right after the other lady, they swapped to Blue. And I was like,
you should be like, I want Blue.
That's who my kid wanted, was Blue. So,
for those who do not know, there's actually names of the raptors in the movies. If you didn't pay attention, and Blue is Stealthy and the kids' favorites. So,
yes, absolutely.
So, I would have known that if it wasn't for them. I would not have known that, honestly, because I didn't pay attention. I just just watched it.
So I already did. The file's too large, so I'm going to, I guess, try to email it to you, or either I'll play it and share it.
I bet say you can upload it to YouTube.
Oh wait, the Google Drive.
You might say you have a YouTube channel.
Oh, it's on the Google Drive.
Oh, which one?
I'm gonna put it in your grumpy folder.
Okay, because the thing's almost full with all of our 3D models.
It shouldn't be full, man. We got like another 60, 70 gigs on that thing.
Okay, I'll look for it, but I'll get that up for everybody for her to see. So stay tuned. I'll get up as soon as I can for y'all.
It's there now.
Okay.
Everything that is definitely leaned over is very realistic. And unless you are, like I said, like me, who notices, oh, this hand just moves slightly off or something like that, it's very immersive the way they do it and everything. And they get you up close and personal with it. There is no hiding. Because, like I said, there was a circle.
Mm.
And then behind the circle, there's like maybe, what would you say, 3 feet?
Maybe.
And then there's a yellow line that's got like, it's like a caution line. And that's where you stand.
Dude, can we pull the wagon right
and then
over
maybe
here?
1 or 2 feet behind that is the raptor. Behind your head. So it is very immersive, like he's back there.
And it does have a long enough neck to lean out and be here.
Yeah, which is why Homegirl was like, I'm gonna stand in the circle. He's like, no, you're standing on the line. Like, it was like right about here when she went screaming towards me.
That's not the one. That is not the one.
No.
This one. There it is. Okay, so I have it pulled up. I got to situate it a little bit here, so give me a moment. But this is them visiting the raptor. Again, I've seen this one. Not this one, but I've seen this all happen. And the people that puppet these things are, you can tell they have a job they love. Like, they are having so much fun messing
Hell
with
yeah,
you.
I would love to do it.
They don't give no qualms messing with anybody of any age. And
I believe that the trainer and the other person swap in and out.
So I think what happens is whichever trainer's out, the other one is.
Go on. My wife's just.
I believe whichever trainer is out.
They say hello, honey.
Is the opposite trainer is in the suit. And then when they take their breaks, like let's say when they swap between Blue and Bravo, the trainer goes back to the back, and then a different trainer comes out. I think that trainer that was out puts on the next suit and comes out. They rotate the two people, and it's pretty funny to watch some people's reactions.
I felt so bad for her.
Like there was a kid that was in line before us, and it scared him so bad that when he took off, he didn't stop. He left the area. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't leave the Jurassic Park area completely and went to Hogwarts, son. He was booking and he wasn't looking behind him.
I think that's what the lady would have done.
I mean, it was funny.
The lady after that with the fruit cup.
Oh, dude, there was a lady that had a fruit cup. Son, she threw her fruit cup down and dipped. She was gone.
I can't say that was very smart. Okay, so let's play this thing.
Fruit cup down.
Here we go.
So I hope everybody can hear it. If not, I'm gonna be checking the audio levels here and make sure we can. There we go. And play.
And then adults, I need you to lie to the children.
Okay, I don't get no audio just yet. Give me a moment.
There we go. Now what we're going to do, adults are going to be on the outside of the photo. We need the kids in the middle so Bravo can see over the kids. Over the kids. What's little brother's name?
Yeah.
I'm listening.
So at the same time, all this is going on.
This is Wes. Can you
Yep,
wave to
sounds
Wes?
good.
Everybody's running.
As long as they're quiet.
Hey, Ethan.
Ethan, little brother. You know what? Bravo will wave to the camera if you ask her to wave as well. Ask her to wave, little brother. Say wave. Wave. Okay, dude, can we pull the wagon right over here onto the drain?
Yeah, it's always so cute.
And
So
then adults,
okay,
I
how
need you
can
to lie
you
to
tell
the
the
children.
difference
Tell them it's
between
okay.
the raptors? I do not know
Now,
how
what
you
we're
can
gonna
tell.
Okay,
do,
so
adults are gonna be on the
first, the
outside
most
of the photo.
distinct
We
thing
need
with
kids in the
Blue,
middle
Blue
so
has a
Bravo can
blue
see over
stripe
the kids.
down her body.
Over the
Okay.
kids. What's little brother's
Starts up here by her eyes and goes down her body.
name? Ethan?
Bravo does not have a stripe,
Hey, Ethan, this is Wes. Can you wave to Wes?
but it's really funny.
Hey, Ethan.
People's
Ethan,
reactions.
little brother? You know what?
Which is
Bravo
why I
will
brought
wave
all that
the
up.
camera If you ask her
Boys, by the way,
to wave
because
as
it's
well.
both boys that don't.
Ask her to wave.
Well, I had to
brother.
I had my hand on the oldest, so he wasn't going anywhere. But the youngest,
Can we pull the wagon
he
right over
booked.
here onto the
He was
grade?
like, I'm gone.
And then adults, I need
I
you
got to
lie
go.
your children, tell them it's
That
okay.
is that is
There
really
you go.
cute.
Now
That's
what
really
we're
cute.
gonna do?
And we had a lot of fun with that.
We need the kids.
So you were saying something on the along the lines of the topics of Universal. You said that you found out that Universal Japan has something coming.
Yes.
Would you care to elaborate on that, sir?
Okay, so as y'all may not know, there is a Universal in Japan, and Universal in Japan is not like the ones in America. Never been to, at least I don't think I have in my many years, never been to one in Orlando, but it's not full of Harry Potter and Marvel stuff. There in Japan, they have something a little bit more catering toward me, and Corvo as well, but like definitely, I am this guy. This is not my Harry Potter land, though. Like, this is not even close to my Harry Potter land. But they have, in Orlando, in Japan, they have Nintendo World, and soon they will have a Hunter x Hunter. Now, for anybody who does not understand what a Hunter x Hunter is, that is an anime that was made back in the 90s. It is an anime that has been beloved by hundreds of people, and people say on the almost the equivalence of Dragon Ball Z and mixed with a partial of Yu Yu Hakusho. And they're going to be bringing a studio, well, the studio is announced, they're going to be bringing a Hunter x Hunter attraction there, and it kind of like the Attack on Titan, and this is just one of those things that I look at and go, I need a vacation. I need to get away from all this malarkey and trouble.
Everybody needs a vacay.
Yeah, I'm so desperate, but I can't afford it. But this is something I would definitely be interested in doing if, like, it'd be so weird to be like, hey, Corvo, Stealthy, let's go to Japan. So we go to Orlando. Like we went across the world to go to places we always go to, like pretty much every like 2 times a year, maybe 3 times if we're lucky. It's like, yeah.
I would be all right with going to Universal in Japan. I have no problems with that. Anime and Nintendo, shit, sign me up.
Yeah, and like I've seen, like, I don't know if they're gonna do this for Hunter x Hunter, but like Nintendo World, some people say it's like just not even including the rides. It's almost a whole day event just going there and seeing all the things they have hidden and all the things they got showing on, and they have like a watch you can buy, and they would interact with all the cubes around the area, and you can get up scores, and once you get up a score, you might win something or something like that. And I'm like, man, this is. No one does it better than the Orlando, because I don't hear Disney doing this stuff. Where's
No,
Disney
Universal. I don't care what nobody says. Universal is the shit. The only thing Disney has that I want is Star Wars.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
Universal had bought the rights to Star Wars instead of Disney, I don't think I wouldn't have personally had a reason to go to Disney.
Yeah, I would be right there with you, but anime anime video games just speak to me. I just any themes like that. It's Jurassic Park is a cool thing, but if you tell me Jurassic Park or anime, I'm like, nope. I'm sorry. The puppet's cool, but I'm going to anime. I don't care if there's nothing there with no guy, no costume. Then again, they might have a guy in a costume. I don't know how you'd feel about being dressed like the anime character when he's at the. I don't know if you've seen Hunter x Hunter, right?
Yeah.
Okay, remember when it's very, very end of the season, like his hair's like super tall? I mean, like reaching the sky tall ridiculousness, like walking around, see a guy cosplaying as that, and have his hair, like up in a cone.
What I would love to see, and no doubt would be like, I would love to go and see an anime area based on, like, of course, my favorite, the horror side of anime.
Oh yeah.
I mean, come on, man. I would love to have like a school zone set up like another, and that would be funny as shit to watch people go, why is it so creepy here? It's supposed to be anime because this is a creepy anime.
Exactly. Horror, Halloween. They had that in Japan. But I wouldn't know if they could do it. I'm just thinking in my head here. I wonder if they could do like I know they have the Orlando and Florida, but those rides that just you're inside of a building and you get on these machines and they take you. They have a screen in front of you and they move the thing around and shake it and get you wet and so on. Like, I wonder if they could do that for an anime, like a little anime scenery, like
Oh yeah,
ride.
That it would be easy. Like, I mean, they took Transformers and put it and made it into a ride where you're in something that moves around, shakes you around, puts it in 3D around you, has live like liquid that spurts on you, heat that gets let out around you to give you the feeling. They have that and it's perfectly capable. I mean, I would love to see them do something like what was that? Um any anime just about it would be great. I mean, imagine being in like a Dragon Ball Z anime ride where you're like flying around in the midst of battles and all. I mean, it'd be fantastic.
Yeah, I would. I know that America has been a little bit more accepting, a little bit more, almost like year by year. It's like a little bit more step in the direction of being more accepting of anime and other cultures, media, and I can hope it does. But like, if they ever say coming to America, anime blah 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 themed, I am there. I don't care if it's in California, which I hope it's not, because I do not very particularly like. Don't feel if anybody lives in California. I've been there once. Not my cup of tea. But like, it just it's at this point. I feel like more stuff of like that should be welcomed and be, you know, thought as just like, you know, any other media out there.
Right.
It's just a different form.
It's the same for me. Like, I would love to see like a Witcher themed park, like the Harry Potter area, but Witcher. I mean, that would be freaking great.
Yeah, like if only Netflix would partner up with what's Orlando.
Universal.
Yeah, Universal. Then we maybe could have that, but you know, Netflix. How many more days until The Witcher comes out?
I don't think it's. I think it's the 12th. Let me check. I might be wrong. It may be the 22nd.
But say if it's 12th, it's literally this Sunday. But if it's the 22nd, we have literally 2 weeks until, like, literally from the day.
It's the 17th.
17th. Okay, so next Friday.
Yep.
Almost only a week away. Definitely looking forward to watching that and seeing how they did this season. I'm still wondering if they're gonna release all of it at one time, but you know, they're probably not, you know.
I don't know.
But
there's a lot of shows a lot of animes, a lot of cartoons, video games that I could see you could make a theme park out of. I mean, I'm a big Castlevania supporter when it comes to video games. I would love to see a Castlevania section in some video game theme park. Legend of Zelda would be fantastic, I think. There's a ton of them, man. I mean, I can't think of one that wouldn't be good. You know.
Well, I was gonna say like you know, they always that I'm you know, for TV shows and like that, and of course we brought up Disney, and when I think of Disney, I thought about them owning the rights to Fox, which owns the rights to a TV show that I want to talk about here, and the concept of what someone's doing with one of our beloved and most enjoyable things to do, 3D printing. Someone is now making a Futurama-esque suicide pod from 3D printing. And I saw this, and they're legalizing this in Sweden, of all places. No, yeah, Switzerland. How do you feel about this and them using 3D printing as a means to make it?
I'm not real happy about it.
Yeah, me neither. Because this is gonna give 3D printing like people like 3D printing guns was already like a bad rep at the beginning when it first came out. It's like yeah, you could do something like that, but the gun's useless after like a few rounds. Like even if you get lucky, you can like get more than one clip out of it. You might get 2 clips if you're lucky. But I don't really know. Can they? Like, I've always my arguments about beyond 3D printing was always like if someone had a 3D printed gun, the scanner should be able to pick up the bullets inside the gun, or at least the spring or something like that. Right? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Because it could be aluminum.
Yeah. Unless it's a metal that's not set to be. So most of your scanners pick up steel or what they call average grade metal or something along that lines. I don't know that they pick up brass, and I don't know that they pick up aluminum. And there is brass and aluminum rounds, you know. Lead, I don't think lead is picked up by scanners.
Okay.
And you can still get lead bullets. And unfortunately, springs can be made out of 3D printing. You don't have to have metal spring. You just have to have the tight enough wound coil of 3D filament, and it can function too.
My dog
Doesn't have to be a metal hammer as long as it's hard enough to dent the primer.
Oh, come here, Bubby. Come here, Bubby. There you go, boy. You got caught on my cord. I gotta move this out the way. Sorry, Bubby. What, you still stuck on? How do you get stuck on it, boy? Come on. Come on. There you go, boy. Goodness gracious, my dog got stuck in my I forgot to situate this because he's getting stuck on it. Anyways, okay. But anyways, so they pretty much just legalized it that if you feel like you're mentally, like if you're, they'll do a test on you, or the machine will do a test. They're 3D printed, and it'll apparently do a test on you to see if your mental faculties are with you, and if you're of right of mind before you do this. And they'll do some tests on you to see if you're actually wanting to do this, and if it's if you're actually really if you're right of mind and you seek the mental help, and if the machine determines if you're not right of mind and you need a psychiatrist, it'll help you get a hold of a psychiatrist. But if if you are all right and you just can't you just want to do this, it will proceed to asphyxiate you in gases and other things and pretty much knock you out until you die. And it's supposed to be really harmless, and I'm like, this is not like, why is society getting this point? Like, what? I know the COVID was bad, but Jesus, not that bad.
Boils down to some people, I think, lack the resolve to push through the everyday shit.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I like me too much for that shit.
Yeah, like I've had a terrible year, but not like
that. I'm one of the best conversationalists I've got. Nobody knows more in common with me than me. The hell, I want to take out my most prized conversational piece.
Me. But yeah, like I was saw that, I'm like, why do you have to be with 3D printing too? Like that was like the selling point of it too. It's like 3D printing suicide pod. I'm like, why did you put 3D printing in there? Like 3D printing didn't have to be in it at all. Like it didn't need to be joined with it. You just say, why not just like made suicide pod? No, they had to put 3D printing. Like, no. You're taking the one good thing that not the one good thing, but like the one thing most people I can say, and people are like, oh, that's cool, conversational piece, but yet no one would like critique it. Like if I bring up anime, people are like, what? Yep. I bring up 3D printing, like, oh, I know what that is. That stuff is cool. Now like, oh, 3D printing. Did I make a Suicide Squad?
You're talking to the guy that is uber excited to finish building his workbench because it seems to be perfectly suited for his 2 larger 3D printers. I didn't think, ooh, workbench, I can use this to do this. The first thing I thought was, ooh, workbench. It has 2 drawers, pegboards, lights. Oh, fuck, this is perfect for my 3D printing. Let me shove my shit on it.
Yeah, but people are not going to associate 3D printing to suicide pods and 3D guns. It's like,
I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't think too many people in the States are going to pay a whole lot of attention to that shit. Mainly, the main reason I say that is how many Americans do you know personally actually keep up with shit going on in Sweden?
well, I saw it because it was either it was on Facebook or it was on Twitter. One of the two.
Right, and most people are going to ignore that shit because most of us ignore shit that's on Facebook that don't have nothing to do with us personally anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm of the mind that I don't think it's going to be too terrible. I could be wrong. I hope that I'm not. I hope I'm right. But I really don't see it being that big of an influence. I mean, because you got to look at it like this. Like we said, 3D printing is starting to gain traction. So there's going to be a lot of things that are fixing to come out and being made by 3D printing. Hell, you got 3D printed homes. You got 3D printed toys. You got all kinds of stuff. They've been 3D printing figurines for years. You know, it's not. I don't look at it and go, oh well, this one negative thing is going to be terrible, because there's no way you can have any advancement without some kind of a negative, something negative coming out of it. There's always going to be a downside, and some of the things that's going to be a downside is 3D printing is going to be used to make some things that some people aren't going to agree with. But at the same time, you have to weigh it out. I mean, some people are going to be like, why the hell are we 3D printing homes? I mean, I want my wood. I want this. I want that. I mean, it's going to be it's a give and take thing.
Yeah.
You know, I don't see it being any more detrimental to 3D printing than, say, 3D printing at home is for some of the people that build homes. Yeah, you're going to have a lot of people that's going to get pissed off because that was their job, you know? But at the same time, most other people that don't do that job ain't going to care. They're going to go on about life. So it's going to be a give and take. It's a technology that, for lack of a better terms, is going to be here. It's going to stay here. I don't think it's going anywhere. Not especially now that we, as a dominant life force on this planet, have realized how much it can help. You know, what it can do for us. I mean, I've printed parts here at the house to keep from buying them. I don't see us giving up something that can give us so much just because somebody did one or two things that we didn't like with it.
Yeah, it's so nice to be able to print stuff for your home. I printed my wife some hooks for the kitchen to hold up some of our utensils and towels and everything like that. And then, simple stuff like that, and water drain, hair catchers, and other things, just little useful things here and there. But you give somebody a rock and some nails, they'll find a way to make a bomb out of it. That's just how human nature. We had to make something destructive and something terrible, and really, in the end, don't do that, kids. But
yeah,
I just don't want people to take something that's already enjoyed.
I mean, human nature is human nature. For example, what happened not 10 minutes from us today? We had a freaking high school. It's 10 minutes from our town, one town over, go into lockdown because some students threatened to shoot up the high school. And I mean, when I say locked it down, they locked it down. No going, no coming. Okay? According to what I was told, parents were getting handcuffed instantly by stepping on the premise when they were just there to try to get their kids. Cops wasn't even asking them questions. They just locked their ass up. Mm-hmm. And my understanding is they do know who the students are, and they're in the process of dealing with the situation, and everything's good now. But it kind of it kind of freaks you out when it's like 10 minutes away.
Yeah, because all the kids right now, somebody's brought this up, and I hate to, I'm not trying to get political behind this, but a lot of kids are they've been locked down just like the rest of us are, so they're going through that problem, right? And of course the social society problems and growing up and still discovering themselves and bullies and anger issues and rebellion. On top of that, like, there's so much, hatred spewed and hatred toward each other being taught to each other, what is right and wrong, and it's just there's too much trouble, and all it takes is just one kid that just in combination of troubled things or being told certain things, he's not good, he's not worth it, he's bad because he's this or that, and he'll never make it because he's this or that, and then of course he's not very popular, and it just takes all that combining for some kids to snap.
I honestly feel like 90% of it, and this is my personal opinion, guys, feel free to disagree with me, that's fine, I don't care, but my personal opinion is it all boils down to the simple fact that if the shit ain't right at home, it ain't gonna be right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Period. A gun doesn't kill a damn person. The person pulling the trigger kills someone. The gun didn't do shit. It could have been laying in a shelf, and it would have never killed a single person. It's not a weapon that's going to cause it. It's the mental attitude of the person with that weapon.
Yeah, it's
you
more of a deterrent.
take any one of those kids that was in a shooting and take away their ability to put their hand on the gun, but put a bat in reach, and they would have grabbed the bat. It didn't have anything to do with the weapon. Didn't have anything to do with any other reason except for it wasn't right at home. They're angry. They're tired of whatever way they perceive that they're being treated, and in some cases, they are being treated that way. In some cases, they may not be perceiving things correctly. I don't know because I'm not them. But either way, it comes down to their perception of life, and they're done with whatever it is that they're done with. And it doesn't matter if it's a bat, a gun, a car,
a knife,
a bomb. It doesn't make a shit. If they decide they're going to do it, they're going to attempt to do it.
Yeah, and pay attention to you. That's what I said last week. Pay attention to your kids. Don't just give them a phone and just say, have at it, kids. Even when they get older and they're going to be rebellious and fight and argue with you, don't let them just slip from your hands. Talk to them. Make arrangements. Take time with them. And they're rebellious and fighting.
I know this is going to piss some people off out there, and I apologize if it does, but, back a long time ago when there weren't certain rules in place to where you go to jail for hollering at your kid the wrong way, you didn't see this shit a whole lot.
No.
Of
course, some people said it still happened. It still happened, but not many people were either. It wasn't on like the big news. It was mostly on local news, or the internet made it more well known. I don't think it
happened. I don't think it happened as much because there were greater circumstances for lesser offenses. So the fear of doing something really, really bad was instilled. You can't really do that now. I mean, if you raise your voice the wrong way and the wrong person hears it, you're gonna get in trouble. If Joe Blow down the street spanks their child and Josine down the street don't like the fact that he's spanking his child, you're gonna get in trouble. It's just there's no it's hard to make someone fear consequences when you can't give them consequences. Now, I'm not saying go out there and fist fight with your children and beat them like, a grown man or a dog or something like that you can't, stand. By no means do that. Nobody should ever beat their child. But there still has to be some kind of consequences to what they do, or else you're not teaching them anything, and they're going to go and do things that they don't. Hey, I didn't, I went out there and kicked this dog until it croaked, and the worst thing I got was sent to my room and my TV taken away for a week. That's not a big deal, I can live without TV for a week. And then it just grows from there. There's no sense of, as you do things, the punishment gets, consequently worse because you can't go past a certain point.
Yeah, there's no boundaries.
There's no real repercussions for your actions.
Yeah.
I had repercussion for my actions because my dad grew up old school, and if I did something stupid, I knew it. And I usually did not do it a second time.
Makes me think of, there's a movie.
What's that?
It has Sylvester Stallone in it. I actually remember that actor's name that's in it. He's a cop and he's after Home Dude in the utopian place. And had, I think...
Wesley Snipes. You're talking about Demolition Man.
I think.
She's talking about the fact that once he was thawed out, there were no... Because of the way society was in that movie, there was no real repercussions for anything because everybody was so placid.
Yeah.
So when a real crook gets thawed out and is really killing people and really destroying stuff, they completely have no fucking clue what to do.
Yeah.
They're lost.
As someone once said, sometimes you're gonna wish you did some evil to make something good. And not, not this whole PC, let's be kind and kumbaya and nice to each other. And, you gotta give someone a bit of a heavy hand. So in the future, they don't learn to do that again.
It's like I tell my kids, even when I have to talk to them in a harsh tone, sometimes I tell them, I'm not doing this because I don't love you, because I will always love you. But you have to stop. There has to be consequences. You have to understand that what you are doing is affecting other people. I was like, example is okay. So you are on a team, a football team.
Mm-hmm.
You go out. You decide that day you're going to be lazy. You're not really going to do what you want to do because you don't feel like it. Well, that's going to affect the entire team because now that position you play is weak, which makes a potential weak spot in the team, which makes the game harder, which makes a possibility of losing the game. There are consequences to everybody's actions, but we can't. We're now being bound by how intently we can express those consequences.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, don't beat your children, but you need to be able to have the ability to show them real consequences for their actions. And we really, as a society as it stands right now, we really can't do that. Not without threat of us getting severe consequences.
Yeah. So, okay, here's a question for you. Let's say you had an argument with your child and, your child is not listening to you because, you have a disagreement. So let's just put it like that. Would you call the cops on your own child?
Yes.
Yes.
Like, even if it's just a disagreement?
No.
Not for a disagreement.
Like, if they're doing something, like, say, if it's not confrontational and violently, but you just don't see eye to eye and...
No, I'm not going to call the cops for that type of a situation, no.
Okay.
They would have to be violent and me not be able to deal with the situation myself for me to call the police.
Okay, so let me say, if everybody out there thinking like, you have a conversation with your kid and you two have an argument and conversation and one wants to walk away and, calm their head and you call the cops on them, parents, you might want your kid might grow up to resent that. Don't do that. Not saying particularly why I brought that up, but yeah, I wouldn't say that's a very good idea. That's sometimes you get your kids to not only maybe resent, but also maybe want to fight back harder.
Right.
Some people are like, I won't take care of it. I just let the cops take care of it. It's like, you're their parents. Take care of your kids. But I'm not saying beat your kids, but, show them a sense of, like Corvo said, a bit of fear. Be like, hey, if you do this, you know what's going to happen, right? It's happened before. It's going to happen again. You okay with that? You're not? Then don't do that. Just
you got to give them consequences.
A threshold.
And yeah, at certain points, I mean, it's like people tell me all the time, well, why are you so honest with your child about what will happen if he does something? I was like, because I can't do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I was one of those people to want to, discipline my child, I can't really. Spanking's really out of the question because anybody that sees that doesn't like it, now I'm in line to go to jail for abuse. If they feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to. All you can do is really tell them what will happen. And sugarcoating the consequence ain't gonna get the point across.
Yeah, too many softies. I don't know, it might be just our generation, but too many softies. But speaking of softies, I've actually, so there's a little bit of a tied in a little bit with my home situation going on, but not too much. Early this morning, we had a call from our insurance to try to get an estimate for homeowners insurance. And the lady was talking to my wife this morning, not to me, but the lady was talking to my wife, and she was telling us about apparently people are not only people are going into people's homes and getting hurt on purpose to order to claim on insurance or get them to try to sue them for being in their home and getting hurt. Apparently someone got sued for over $1 million for someone's Yelp review on them and their Yelp review, like one of those really known websites where you go to see okay, is this...
I know who Yelp is, but they got sued for a Yelp review.
No, they're suing someone. Well, the owner or the person is suing the other person that did the Yelp review because how bad their Yelp review was on them. So they're suing that person for their bad Yelp review, and I'm like, I don't really know how that really ties into our home thing too much, but that's just that tells you how the world is. If someone told me that okay, they came over to my house and they somehow went home and did a Yelp review of my house, I'm like, I don't care what you think, bro. It's my home, it's my way I live. You don't like it, don't come back.
Don't come. Yeah.
There's a million other places to go to. I don't care if you're a restaurant or store or a company. If you say something bad about me, my stream, I don't really care. I got millions of other people that can possibly come to find out who I am and figure out what you're saying is full of it and just wave over you. If you're actually a person of good quality, right?
Right.
If it's a wave of bad things saying you might want to, check yourself. But if it's a wave of good things and one bad thing, I wouldn't give a hoot about it. But it's suing somebody for $1 million? How soft can you get?
Yep. It's all about how you can make money. People are trying to find ways to make money because people are now at the point where they don't want to work. They think work is either below them or whatever, but
okay,
those same people, I don't think they realize that if the rest of us didn't get our butt up and go to work every day, there wouldn't be shit.
Okay.
There would be no power, no water, no food, no nothing. There wouldn't be nothing.
Hey, Willie, just in case you still want to, the GoFundMe's down below in the descriptions. At least it should be still. Anyways, so what is your definition on work? I've always had a really a hard line when people say division of work. Is work only the value from which money you earn from it, or is it the action from which you take to make the object or thing done?
To me, I would say action because I don't classify work as necessarily something you do to get paid.
Now, is work a job or is it separate?
I think work is work. I know he said hi. I think work is work. For instance, here's an example, and I'm sure Stealthy will chime in and probably disagree with me, but I don't really care because this is my opinion. I honestly think she works her ass off just as hard as I do. Mm-hmm. Even though I go to work and I get paid for my hours at work, she stays here. She balances the budgets. She balances all the appointments, doctor's appointments for kids, practices for kids' sports, plans the vacations, washes the clothes, folds the clothes. She does all that. To me, that is work. That is just as much a job That is just as much a job to me as me getting my tail up in the morning and going over there to work where I work at.
Yeah.
So my definition of work is anything you do that contributes to the betterment of your life. I consider that work.
Mm-hmm.
I consider what you do every day with your videos, your streaming, all the art stuff that you do, the printing stuff that you try to put up for giveaways. All that to me is work. That is you trying to better your life.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to make something of it. And that's not you sitting at the house just deciding, oh, I ain't gonna do shit. I'm gonna do this because I don't want to do something else. No, that is you working towards a goal to try to better your life.
Yeah, because I told a guy the other day, he was asking me, like, why don't I have a job? I'm like, well, I do have a job that actually makes money. That's my delivery job. But at home, I literally work almost like 7 days a week, not even exaggerating here. Like, editing a video takes me upwards of 7 hours. Just 1 minute video. Like the last video I did, just posted up yesterday. That one didn't take me very long, but the video before that took me 7 hours to do. Almost close to 8 hours to do for a 10-minute video. 10 minutes, 7 hours. That's a long time for one video. And I'm not going to make a dime off that video because I don't have enough subscribers. But be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the like button and leave a comment down below if you like the video as well. But anyways, and of course, then we got my research. Then we got my podcast, which we're doing right now, which is only an hour a week. And then we got my streams, which take me 3 to 8 hours, depending on how good I'm doing that day, whether or not it's going really good or really bad, or I'm just not in the mood for it. I'm like, you add 7 hours plus podcast, plus research, plus editing, plus my streams. I'm working like 7 days a week, not 24 hours, but in well over 8 hours in a given day. And plus, I'm spending time with my wife, repairing anything around this house, cooking when I need to, doing laundry, cleaning the carpets, taking on my dogs, and spending time with my wife. I do a lot of stuff, but people don't see that because they don't see the value behind it, because the value does not meet their expectations. Like, you're not making $1,000, so therefore it's not a job.
Right. They don't consider it a value because they don't see dollars going in your bank account, whereas I don't define it that way. I define it as anything you do for the betterment of your life and you put effort into it, that is work. That is a freaking job. I don't care what nobody says.
Yeah, so I know some people out there just go like, well, why just get a 9-to-5 job? You probably wouldn't be in this problem. There's no telling if I would have been this problem if it ain't a 9-to-5 job. And also, I value my happiness nowadays more than ever. I know I'm not that old, but I've been through enough problems. And also, I told him straight up, like, I've been bullied at every single job I've ever had. I've been death threatened at my jobs before. Not even an exaggeration. And like, people are like, wow. I'm like, really? Like, have y'all not been bullied at jobs before? It happens. People do get bullied. It's not just in high school. You get bullied your entire life. It does not matter whether or not you're at school, you're at college, or out in the real world. They still exist.
I'm fortunate enough that I don't have that type of situation at work, mainly because they know I'll throw them through cubicles if they piss me off. But
because you are the bully.
Because I am the bully. Don't take that the wrong way, guys. I don't mean to be the bully, but what I mean by that is I'm very much known as the guy that I don't run away all coward. I will throw you through a set of cubicles if you piss me off. Because at that point, you've bullied me and I'm tired.
Yeah.
I react negatively to the extreme when it comes to bullying, so now people leave me the hell alone, and they tend to change their browsers for some reason when I walk up. Something along the lines of, oh, I was watching YouTube. Shit, there's Casey.
As if you're a snitch.
As I've tried to tell everybody, I don't give a shit if you're watching YouTube or listening to YouTube, or if you are doing your job and you are turning out your work. If you are meeting your productivity, if it helps for you to have a YouTube video over there to be listening to while you're doing your job, hell, by all means, listen to something. I don't give a shit.
I think more jobs should be like that, honestly. Like, if it doesn't keep away from your productivity and keeps people from being bored, and there's no like actual safety problems from people listening to music or watching something, I think you should be like I don't know if it's just a generational thing for companies to still have this rule of like, hey, if you're on your phone, therefore you're not doing your job. Like, that is so not true.
Yeah, well,
like,
see,
you're
it's not like that. It's not like that where I'm working at currently. We're of the mind that if it's not porn, if it's not something that's going to bring a virus in, and you're doing your job, I don't give a shit about YouTube being over there in the corner with you having somebody yapping in your ear. Even out on the plant floor, these guys can't wear headphones while they're working on the plant floor. They're doing production. They get themselves hurt. But if you walk around on that plant floor, there's multiple toolboxes with stereos sitting on them where music plays. You might not can hear it over there in your work area, but as you walk back and forth to get things to do your job, you can walk through the music and hear it every now and then. We don't care about that shit. As long as everything is getting done like it's supposed to be got done.
Yeah, like
I do not understand why people seem to think that just because you have music in your ears, you're not doing your job, or you have a TV show in your ear.
I do better work.
You're not doing your job or whatever. I mean, the head of my department got me so tickled the other day about this very topic. We have a new employee, and this guy is of the mind that he doesn't give a shit if you have YouTube going. He doesn't care if you're looking at something, like doing a little shopping in your browser or something, as long as you're doing your job, as long as he's getting the results he expects. But one thing he cannot tolerate is he hates someone to try to hide something from him that obviously he has seen.
Yeah.
Now he got me so tickled because he walked into this new employee's cubicle, and there on the desk was the phone playing YouTube with her earbuds in, and he's already seen it, and he hasn't said anything, but yet she felt the need to try to cover and hover, like, oh, you don't see this. He's like, that pissed me off more than the fact that she had the YouTube going. He said, I don't care. If she had the report I was looking for, she could have kept watching YouTube. I don't give a flying,
Yeah,
he's like, don't try to hide something from me. If you're going to do it, have the balls to do it. He's like, because at least then I know where we stand. He's like, people that try to hide that shit make me feel like, well, if they're willing to hide that, what else would they hide?
Yeah, true.
It's
almost a cascading, falling dominoes effect, really. And that's why I try to tell my wife, don't do that kind of stuff with me. Just like, it may be small today, but it might be big tomorrow. So just keep the small stuff open. Just tell me. Don't try to put it in behind me, and I will be all right. And I try to do the same thing for her. So it's just society is always just so much fun. But anyways, back to the 3D printing thing. I want to bring this up real fast. So I did a U a couple days back, but I had the good news behind it, so don't get ahead of me too much. So I was 3D printing, tried to 3D print the rest of old girl here. So got her legs here, so I got the parts printed, obviously. And I go over to my 3D prints, and all I see is a hovering print going up and down, and resin just everywhere. Still the tank, but everywhere outside the tank as well. And I am like, okay, not good. Resin's getting out. What's going on? So I take it out, I clean up the resin, I take the print off, and I take the back of it, and the ring, the little plastic gas stick or whatever, which apparently you can't just buy by itself online, which I've tried to find it, can't find it, but that's not a big problem right now because I managed to fix it. The ring was like off kilter and like squished, and the resin was seeping out of there. I'm like, okay, well, this is not good. Let me clean up this and fix this ring and I went ahead and put a new sheet on there, the whatever it's called.
The fit film, yeah.
Yeah, fit film, and I put it back on there, and it didn't leak no more. I'm thinking, okay, well, crisis averted. Crisis averted. We're good. Printed some more. It was going. I woke up the next day and like half the prints is in the sky going like this, and look down at my tank and nothing's blinking. So I killed another monitor. But contact Creality, and they're being so kindly to send me a replacement. Good stuff.
So basically, you had the same thing happen to you that happened to me. Your resin leaked out on your screen and killed it.
Yeah, I had no idea how I did it too. Like I've been using that sheet and that tank for months now. I haven't replaced that sheet in a long time. And then
that's exactly what the problem is. Do a little research, and I think it's about every 3 months you're supposed to replace them.
Yeah, but I didn't know like the rubber casting just goes boop. I'm free. Like it got out somehow and just started sliding over eventually a long period of time, or it was out just like a little bit, and over time the resin's been slowly pushing it. I don't know what happened really. Like it was doing just fine a week or so ago, and then I go play, and then but also there's an update to the printer. There's like a version 19 now. Or there's an update to the printer, so go check that out. Also, there's an update for the LCD as well, for the software and the LCD's update for it. They send that to me. I didn't know there was an update. Also, there's also another update for Ubuntu for like version 19 now. I don't know which one I'm on, but like they told me there's a new version of that as well, so I gotta get that going. But yeah, they sent me a replacement though. That is great because I needed some good news because I could not afford. What?
She said I hadn't talked about my doppelganger yet.
Oh yeah, your compliment you got from your trip out.
Yeah. So apparently I was told while we were there that if I was trying to look like AJ Styles, I had succeeded. Now I hadn't followed wrestling in a while, guys, so I had no freaking clue who AJ Styles was. So I had to look it up. I sent the picture to Grumpy.
Yeah.
And
give me a sec.
It's kind of weird. It's kind of uncanny a little bit. So, I mean, I'm not going to say by no means I look exactly like him, but
it's pretty damn close.
There's some markable, noticeable things there.
Your hair's a little bit darker than his, but like that's. And you guys,
well, when I'm out in the sunlight, my hair is normally lighter, but because my job mostly takes me inside of a building, it's not as light as it used to be.
Mm.
And why have I got a light on me?
Shine it by light. But yeah, like I thought that was a very nice compliment. I actually got mistaken. Someone actually thought I was 24. I'm like, this head, 24.
24.
Not even close, bro.
I'm thinking more along the lines of, a robust 12-year-old.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say yellow to it and go Mr. Clean. And of course, yeah. I talked to somebody the other day, and they Vol FY. What's Vol?
Yeah, you're gonna have to elaborate a little more on that on Emma, because he's not catching the vol.
Vol or bald? I'm bald, super bald. And of course, I talked to Purple. I don't know if you know who Purple. I streamed with her a couple of days ago. She actually colors her hair purple, and she dyes her eyebrows purple. And I'm like, I cannot do that. I know the joke is ever running, but I just don't know how I would look with blue eyebrows.
What eyebrows?
It's not a PG stream.
I got the bird for that one.
I'm still guessing that the person that thought he was 24, he was either wearing a beanie or a hat.
Oh, I know. I never wear. I used to wear hats all the time, but like that's the reason why I went bald so quickly. At least people say you wear hats, you go bald faster. And apparently, I am.
Wait. So you wear hats a lot, or beanies a lot. You're supposed to go bald, right? That's the whole premise for that theory.
Yeah,
correct?
that's the theory. I can't see the back of your head.
That's her point. There's hair there because she wears hats all the damn time when she's off camera.
Do you see this? Do you see how when I'm doing this, it does not lie flat?
I'm about to say, how often do women actually go bald compared to men?
Actually, they do. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
1-to-1 comparison.
Other than me,
Other than you.
there are women out there that when they breastfeed their children, they start losing their hair. When they're pregnant, they can lose their hair. Some people, when they bleach their hair, lose their hair.
Are you just like thinning of hair, or like actually like full on like?
No,
Thinning and balding spots.
I know. I know a girl that bleached her hair so much that her hair fell out.
Wow, that's a lot. Only thing I've heard of people who wear hats indoors are balding. Well, maybe not.
Like I know several women that while they were breastfeeding, they literally had bald spots, which is why they would style their hair different. Until they stopped breastfeeding, it didn't come back, and even then, sometimes it didn't fully come back.
I wonder if because this baby was sucking the life out of them.
Yes, technically because of the nutrients. Yeah.
This kid was literally sucking the essence out of my hair. I mean, out of my body. Weird.
Notice it has not affected me in the least. I'm not normal.
You got thick hair.
I have very thick hair. I shed like fucking crazy.
I wonder
not gonna lie.
I wonder if like the balding gene is a prevalent if it's an X or Y gene, or if it's just a
now in my defense, there is something I will say. My dad, his hairline is receding.
No, see,
like severely.
Since y'all are talking about all this balding and stuff, I'm gonna take a moment.
My mother, on the other hand, has thin hair and it's thinning, and she's gotten older. Neither one of them had thick, luscious hair.
Like you?
To which my mother, the moment I was born, must keep the hair.
Now,
so thick and fluffy.
I will say this.
Yeah, she had my hair. She kept it short because I had curly cues. No.
I threatened to shave my head bald one time. Ow! And you see what I get.
Well, you wouldn't want a nice Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
I wouldn't mind if it was natural.
Oh, yeah, gotcha. Okay.
This is beautiful. This is good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I wish somebody would have told me about that, hair loss project thing when I was younger. It's all over YouTube. It's all over YouTube. Like, help you save men's hair. I'm like, I wonder if that stuff's actually real or not. But like, then I look at myself going, nope, too late. There's no turning time back on this.
And stuff, but I mean, my dad got some growth back doing some stuff, and then he decided he was going to stop, and then it went away, and he was so sad. Which I could see him laugh because I knew he was being stupid. But yeah.
But anyways, let's see how long we've been. Yeah, okay. Anyways, we're going a little over time. But anyways, one more time for anybody here that may be chilling out in the background, hanging out and just chilling. I do appreciate you. I will be going live on my YouTube, on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/CorvoBear. Links right there. You can see down below. And of course, you want to follow me and Corvo on our Twitter pages. You're welcome to keep up with going on with my housing situation. For those who do not know, one more time. I have a GoFundMe going on. The link should be down below. Please donate. We are trying to get us a place, and we're making moves, but I can't make the moves without your help. If you can't donate even $1, which I don't know what the bare minimum is, please just share it. Just share it. That's all I'm asking. I am gonna be doing something that I thought I never would do, and I'm just gonna see how it goes. I'm not holding my breath here. I'm thinking about doing a subathon and seeing how far I can go with it. And for those who do not know what a subathon, Corvo, do you know what a subathon is?
I do not.
Okay.
Basically, it's a marathon trying to get as many subs as possible.
Yes. For every sub I get, the timer will go up. So let's say I get 1 sub, I get 10 more minutes. I get 3 subs, I get 30 more minutes. I get 6 subs, I get an hour added to my time. And at a certain threshold, you probably should change that to like every 5 subs every 30 minutes. Every 5 subs after a while, maybe or after 10 subs at another 30 minutes. Because like there's a threshold, you should probably increase it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try that out. Which, if you want to help me out, it's all of it's going to be going toward my GoFundMe or going toward my home. Either way, I don't care if I have to put it into GoFundMe for y'all to trust it or believe it, whatnot. Which, by the way, for my mom, the person that promised me $3,000, I believe they were a scam. I don't believe I believe in them. They wanted me to do a Walmart to Walmart and pay for the transfer fee of $37 in order to get the money transferred. And y'all should know, don't trust anybody to tell you if there's a transfer money fee, Walmart to Walmart. That's most likely a money scam. Just if they're not willing to give you money straight to your whatever you're doing, that's most likely they're not real. So, anyways, see, I'll be doing a subathon for every sub I get, whether they be a resub or a returning sub or a new sub or get the sub. That money will be taken and going toward my new place. So please help me out. Me and my wife are making a lot of moves. We're talking to banks. We're talking to people we know. We're talking to local churches. We're talking to many people we can possibly listen to our pleas. So, and if you can't do that, just tell people about it. And of course, and if you like this podcast, you say you enjoyed a good time. Sorry, I'm not my usual self and energetic and ha-has and laughters. I promise y'all, I hope I'll be back to my usual self soon as this year is over and we're hopefully in a new place. I just have a lot of problems in my head. And be sure to like the button, leave a like, leave a comment down below. If you're watching the VODs right now, please leave a comment down below. And hit the subscribe button. But as always, you know how it goes. You have a good day. You have a good night. And please have a good life. Much love, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.